Thank you for tuning in to Exit the Fog. I'm your host, Lincoln Gray. And today, my guest is not this guy.
Dang,
Thank you for the warm welcome.
I'm just saying,
You just showing up. You don't even have the decency to be on time. So if I was on time, it'd be better. I would still ask why you're here. I told you, I'm here to help.
Yeah.
You keep saying that.
Man,
Right,
so
see?
who's your guest today?
Throwing me off, man.
Wrong. I got you back
As
on
I
track.
was saying,
See?
my guest today, if you haven't seen him yet, you will. He was my little brother in Borderline, and he has held many other roles in other films. Please welcome a rising star, Jermain Byers. How's everything been?
Yes, man, it's been busy, but in a good way. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah, I do.
so much is happening right now that is just it's overwhelming, but like I'm like, man, this is exactly what I want. This is
Right.
like things are moving in the direction that I want, and it's like so surprising at how fast it's going. So like yeah, it's just a lot happening right now.
Big
So
ups to you,
yeah,
man.
bro. It's I'm excited, man. I don't know where this is taking me, but it's moving pretty quick. It's
Okay.
things are happening. I'm on some projects. I just landed an agent yesterday. I just signed with one yesterday. And so
Congratulations.
yeah, man. So and I'm still working on another. I signed with an agent and another agent and I posted it on Facebook. Another agent jumped in my inbox like, are you still planning on being with us as well? I was like, that's the goal. I'm just waiting to hear from you all if you're
Right.
interested. And she was like, oh yeah, we're interested. So like they're going to be representing a different demographics than the one I just signed with. So they're not going to really conflict
Wow.
too much, but like it's yeah, bro. And I'm about to start filming a web series on in June, mid-June. So
Okay.
I got the script. Man, I'm blessed, bro. Like things are happening and I'm
Hey,
excited.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, man. I'm
Bro.
really happy.
So I guess what made you start acting?
Bruh, acting was never really in my cards at all, like something I thought was gonna happen. It's a bit of a story. So
Okay.
what so when I was growing up, I lived in West Virginia. I grew up in a small town called Chesapeake, West Virginia.
Okay.
In Chesapeake, West Virginia, there was a guy who had a son I grew up with.
Oh,
His father, his name was Lou Myers. Lou Myers would like appear on like the Cosby Show. He was the bald-headed cook on A Different World, and so I saw him all the time on TV, and then I
right.
would see him in movies. Appearances in movies. He was in Tin Cup. He was in Volcano, some of the old movies of the '90s.
Yeah.
And so like I always felt like that was something I could do. I remember when I was like 13, maybe 12, somewhere around there, I asked him, I was like, I want to be on TV. He was like, come to Hollywood with me. He was like, talk to your dad and see if you can come to Hollywood with him. He's like, I get you working right away.
Wow.
And at first I was just like, I just want a little role. I just want to like just be seen on TV. I didn't really want it that much, right? But he's like, oh, you gotta want it if you're gonna come with me. You gotta really want it. But I still asked my dad anyway, just to see what he'd say. He was like, nope. So, I mean, my dad didn't want me to move to LA even when I was in my 20s, bro. Like, he still was fighting that. So he was the initial inspiration. So
Okay.
seeing him on TV and things like that. And then I knew I could do it. I tried it doing a little bit when I was in my early 20s, just like getting a modeling agency, hoping that would like branch into something. But I never really pursued it seriously until after I decided not to go to med school. I
Wow.
was like, what can I do that I'm just as passionate about? I think I'm going to be really passionate about medicine.
Right.
I want something that I could be super passionate about. And I always said if Star Wars make any more movies, I wanted to be in it. I didn't care if I had like a small role that was like, they went that way. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Right.
just I want to be in it, right? So when Star Wars, Disney took over Star Wars,
Yeah.
they they announced that they were going to be making some new movies. I was like, oh, I got to be a part of this. How do I audition? I start Googling how to audition for Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Not really knowing how the process go, but I was like, I got to figure out how to be a part of this.
Right.
And so that was found out that they were auditioning in London. And I was like, I can't go to London. I don't have no money to just jump on a plane and go to London and audition for Star Wars. So, but what happened was when I was I was living in Arizona at the time. And so that ended up me finding some local stuff. And I was like, what the heck? I just go ahead and see what happens. So I submitted to some local stuff and landed my first role. Yeah. And was super excited about that. And then I watched my first film that I was in, and I was like, oh my God, I'm horrible. I need to take some acting classes. Okay. And it just progressed from there, bro. Like that went from me just taking classes just to get better at acting. Yeah. I was so bad. And then next thing you know, one day I'm like, I really like this, man. I could see myself doing this seriously. After I found the right teacher, I went through like 5 or 6 different teachers before I found the right one. Wow. That really felt like she was really giving me the type of training that I needed. Uh-huh. I mean, she was hard on us. I mean, she never really gave compliments, but that studio is called the Arizona Actors Academy. And so like we train hardcore every day of the week. Yeah. Like Monday through Friday, we were in classes. Right. Doing something. So that really had me like, I think I want to do this for real. And wow. Now I'm pursuing it, so
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a long story, I know, but like
no, that was good.
It was a couple of things, a couple of things that happened, that kind of caused this to be. It kind of fell in line like that. Right. Like I said, I wanted to go to med school. That was my goal. Right. Life has different plans for you sometimes.
It does. And when it comes down to it, essentially it's what you choose. You have to, what makes you happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your better choice.
What's so funny? I tried to get into med school and I had some, failures in that. Now I look back and I'm like, I'm so glad that happened. Right. I don't want to be a doctor now. I work with doctors. I don't want to be one. Right. So I'd rather play one on TV now. So,
as an actor, I remember being on set and we had some conversations that got deep, things of that nature. But your goals as an actor. How should I ask, how important is it to have goals as an actor, and what are yours?
I think you have to have goals, but they shouldn't be set in stone. Okay. Where I've like just in life in general, where I messed up is thinking I had to do certain things a certain way and not being flexible. Like, oh, I have to, get this degree to go to med school. I have to, do this to do that or whatever. Like, and I think now with a lot of lessons learned, being a little older, I have goals, but I'm not set in stone with them. So to give you an example, like I want to be more of a serious dramatic actor. Okay. Like I don't want to do comedy, but what I do comedy, absolutely. But that is not like my primary goal. I don't want to be looked at as a comedic actor. I want to be looked at as a more serious actor. Okay. I kind of model myself like Denzel. Would Denzel do this? Right. Because he was one of my most inspirational actors. So, but yeah. But yeah. So to answer your question, yes, you should have to set goals, but don't be open to other opportunities and possibilities that could still lead you to that same goal, because there's so many different possibilities to get to that one goal. Don't limit yourself. Be a little bit more flexible.
Right. I think a lot of new actors needed to hear that. Especially me.
Yeah.
I'm, as we spoke, I'm a new actor.
Yeah, we're all learning, bro. I'm still
right. I think so I had, like I told you before, I had done some background acting things of that nature, but this was my Borderline was actually my first speaking role.
Yeah.
So like I said earlier, that's my little bro. I'm big bro.
Big bro. Yeah. You always gonna be big bro after
for
that.
Sure. Always gonna be big bro. I don't remember, but were you exposed to mental health any way before
No,
Borderline?
not at all. Like, not really.
Okay.
Like, this was a new area for me. I was doing research because what I did not want to happen was to one, be stereotypical, like just put them like in a category like this, and people be like, that's not how it always, is.
Right.
But I talked to a lot of people who experienced it, who knew somebody in their family, or they were dating somebody who had mental health issues, or they had it themselves. I talked to a lot of people because I really wanted to make sure that I was doing this right. And
Right.
when I talked to a lot of people, and I read the script, and so I'm like, are we like exaggerating this at all? Is this
Right.
really how it is? Like, I don't want to be offensive to anybody in this because
Mhm.
this is a serious situation.
Right.
So when I talked to people about it, they would tell I didn't tell them about the story, but they were
Oh.
telling me their experiences, and it lined up almost identically to what this character was going through.
Mhm.
And I
Same
was like,
thing.
yo, this is deep. Like, this is really how it goes down. Like, this
Yeah.
could really happen, at this level, at this extreme.
Right.
And so from there, I really just started trying to understand the character, try to find that character within myself.
Okay.
How, because as an actor, you always got to start with yourself.
Right.
You can't go lean on like cliche ideas and stuff like that. You got to start with yourself, finding those things that line up with the character that you're trying to play, and build on that until one day that character is its own individual person
Mm.
that you just so happen to be playing. You
Right.
know,
Right.
so there's a point where Jermain no longer is there, but Torrance is now the full person leading this physical body. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's where I wanted to get to, and I really worked on that final scene a lot because
Yeah.
I was kind of scared of that scene because it really I know how many takes it takes in an acting world,
Right.
and sometimes you ain't gonna have those one hit, and to be done like, oh, you nailed it on the
Right.
first take. So I was like, man, how can I keep drawing these emotions out to where it's always there and available? And it was actually I feel like it was a breakthrough moment for me um, in that character because like I felt like the emotional connection never left even after every take. So
Okay. Well, speaking on your character as Torrance, where did your inspiration come from? Because I know just mine's, I have a brother-in-law that actually has
yeah.
schizophrenia, I think bipolar, and then I have some real brothers. And I only had I was exposed to my brother-in-law for a short period of time. I just,
Mhm.
when getting this role, I looked at, I remembered him, and then I looked at, that I have three great brothers that, if they were going through something like that, how would
Right.
I, how would I treat them? How would I do them? I'd say, me and you, you are definitely my bro for my little bro
For
for him
sure.
and I, because we actually clicked. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Um,
absolutely. Yeah.
but
Like
where,
from
where
day
did your
one.
inspiration come from?
Man, dude, I can't pinpoint it to one thing. Literally, it was just doing the research. Doing the
Okay.
research, I listened to YouTube videos, people talking about their experiences. I talked to people myself.
Right.
Um, I was honestly, I even got to a point where I was thinking of Heath Ledger and Joker, just like,
Wow.
just seeing where, how he approached that character.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
stuff, because he was such a dark character. So I was like, oh, just looking for anything that can help me identify with my character. And it was really just me rehearsing the lines and going through. But I think the more we did those rehearsals together,
Yeah.
it helped me find my character more, because we went through a lot of rehearsals, right?
Yeah.
So I think each of those rehearsals, when we were doing the Zoom and even on set, like it just helped me just build more with that character and understanding more. I felt like when it came time to actually do it.
Right, right. It did.
Yeah,
And
so,
I appreciate y'all your help. You really helped me through all of that, I have to say.
bro, like I think it was a joint thing. It was kind of that
Okay.
symbiotic relationship. Like, you helped me get
Right,
through,
right.
you know what I mean? Because I remember feeding off of you and your emotions and like
Yeah.
some of the things when you were like, especially in that last scene when we were, it was really emotional scene,
Yeah, it was
for
real.
us when we were on set. I don't know if it necessarily got captured the way we emotionally,
Right.
I wish they could have saw from your angle and my
Right.
angle, like, but it, yeah, I think we really helped each other get through that
For
scene, and
sure.
just in general, even like in our little fight scene we had, like,
Right.
I'm not wanting to stab you. I was telling my
Right.
brother about that. I'm like, man, I had a real knife, and I'm really stabbing in. And it's like,
Right.
I know it don't look as legit as it should, but I didn't want to kill my acting partner. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, they put a little plate thing up under his shirt, and he's like,
Right.
"Oh, go in, you good?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't feel good about this." I was like, I'm stabbing right into your heart right now. I don't feel good about this.
I
So
was scared. I know I acted like, it was cool, whatever, whatever.
you are like, it's cool, man. It's cool. I'm like, I'm not
My
cool.
heart was beating. Like,
You might be
come
cool.
on,
I'm not
Jermain.
cool.
You're a good actor. Let's act.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't cool about that. I was like, yeah, man, that scene ain't gonna look right because I'm not stabbing any harder than that. So it just had to be what it was.
Oh man.
But yeah, man. So yeah, you helped me. I think we helped each other for sure, and I
Right.
think that's the way it should be on a set. Like
For sure.
you should be able to feed off each other,
Right.
and I think that's exactly what we did.
Right. And that's what's, which is what's needed within co-stars.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah,
So yeah, big ups. I appreciate you.
yeah, bro. Yeah,
So
same here, man.
so over the next 5 years,
All
what
right.
can we expect to see from Jermain Byers?
Man, right now I'm saying sky's the limit because I just signed on with an agent, have
Right.
one still in the works. What I hope to in the next 5 years, honestly, I hope to be doing this like a lot more.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to say bye to my actual life, paying job that's
Right.
paying the bills. I want to be done with that.
Right.
I want to do this full time. I want this to be my lifestyle, my career.
Right.
I hope you see me on TV show, Netflix, Amazon,
Yeah.
HBO, something like that, or even, just landing a big screen, blockbuster film.
Right.
That's what I hope that will happen in the next 5 years.
I believe
That's what I'm pushing for. So,
I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. Trust
yeah,
me.
keep fingers crossed. Well,
They are.
the agent I signed with, they had said that they are in talks with a show for Showtime.
Really?
So, and he wanted to submit me. We'll see. It's hard to say if that's going to be something that actually goes through.
Yeah.
Because I'm just signing on. They may have already got everybody they want, but I'm hoping
Man.
that even if I got a little small role, that'd be that's something to add to the resume and just keep building on.
Right. Right. I
Yeah.
feel you.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
I'm
take a
looking
small
for
role for Showtime or HBO or something like that.
you
I have a
know.
one or two liner. Next time it's gonna be 3 or 4 lines.
Right.
I'm gonna just keep building on it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, where could people find more of your work?
Right now, man, I think if you follow me, I post a lot about what's happening on my work. So like
Okay.
on Facebook, Jermain Byers, and then on Instagram, you can find me at Jermain.Byers, and then
Okay.
Twitter. I don't use Twitter as much, but I still post from time to time on Twitter, which is also Jermain Byers. That's the best way to kind of keep track of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You can, I think some of my work you have to really search for.
Yeah,
And I,
that's all
I
right.
kind of want to keep it that way.
Soon it's gonna
Because
be
some of these things I wasn't, I didn't even have any training, but like I still like, if you reach out and you want to see something of mine, I have copies of all my stuff, so I send it to you. But
okay.
like my next project coming out is Broken.
Okay.
We wrapped up on that. I had a supporting role in that. That's a good film. That should be releasing here soon.
Okay.
And then my next project coming up is called Presenting. It's a web series. I'm in episode 2. I'm the
Nice.
lead character in that, and the title of that episode is called Intuition. So
Okay.
that's going to be something that's probably going to be out and easy to find as well. So but like I said, if you want to see some of my older work, I was in some things. Um, you can actually go to Amazon and find some of my stuff. If you look at my IMDb page, some of the things that I was in is actually on Amazon. So,
Oh, nice. Okay.
but I was in it. That's about it. don't,
Yeah.
don't expect too much beyond being in it.
Hey,
So,
what I've learned, I had a role in, or a background role in Greenleaf on the fourth episode of the fourth season. Can only
nice.
see my back. But at first, it was me. I was excited. But when I went to, talk about it, show people, whatever, now I started to kind of downplay. But what people kept telling me was, you did it. Like, you're in it. You're
Yeah,
actually taking steps towards your
exactly.
dream. So
Exactly.
everything small should be played up big. It doesn't matter,
Yep. Because you
everything.
never know. You never know. They might see you playing this small extra role with, truth, that they
Right,
want to go ahead and bump you up to a principal role or a feature or something.
right,
You might get some lines out of that.
right.
So
Yeah, so don't
take it all
downplay yourself,
serious.
man. You
Yeah,
an
take it all
actor.
serious. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah, for sure.
You do
Yeah,
good. So you are definitely going to, you've already made it. You just got to keep climbing the ladder.
just
That's
keep
all.
climbing. Yeah, I'm
Right.
already on there. Just keep
Hey,
climbing, man. Yeah,
so
the first step was my just making that decision to do it.
right.
So just making that decision to like really take it serious.
Right. That's the most important part. Some people, this show is called Exit the Fog. I don't know if you
Hmm.
watched the trailer, but I go over basically what made me start this show. And it's
Nice.
basically when you get in that fog where it's so thick where you can't think of your next move, or things
Hmm.
that are preventing you from moving, or accomplishing any dreams or goals that you have. And I have to say, sir, you are out of the fog. Man,
Hey, bro, it has been. It wasn't easy, man. It's
it's
been a life journey. It's been a
right,
process. I started acting 2013,
right,
and it had its challenges,
yeah,
because for me it was, I have that creative side, but I am a scientist. My
yeah,
trade is science and medicine, and I still had that fight between being an actor or still considering going to med school,
right,
or becoming a PA, or doing
mhm,
something in medicine, grad school. And so
right.
there was this constant battle between my right and left hemispheres, so to speak. The
Yeah,
creative right brain and the analytical, scientific left brain were always at clash with each other.
wow,
And my acting coach would be like, "You're an actor. This is what you should be doing." She was like, "I don't understand why you can't see it. Everybody else does."
yeah,
But it was something I had to fight through. But
right,
once I really just one day it hit me and was like, I'm an actor.
right,
That's all I want to do, and I need to start doing whatever I can to make this work.
right.
That's when I came out of the fog, bro. That was the initial step to getting out of the fog for me.
Big ups to you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You had, hey, I am intrigued. I am going to be watching you closely. I'm telling you now, little bro. I got
yeah.
you.
All right, man. Vice versa, bro. Like, I want to help other people, come up too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just about me and that's it.
Right,
I have people who I don't understand why they want to be like my competitor and not like my companion in terms of like helping lift each other up. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I'm like, bro, like we
yeah,
can help each other grow and be
right,
successful in this field. And
right,
so that's what I want to see happen. Like, not just me. I want people to rise up with me. I
right,
want people to come up with me. I want to be on big blockbuster TV shows or
right,
movies, with people I know,
right,
that
right,
been through the same struggles and we came through and we can look back like we made it,
right.
So
Right. I
yeah.
feel you on that. Because they say
Yeah.
casting directors don't even know really what they want until they actually
Mhm.
see it. So why
See it.
wouldn't we help each other?
Yeah.
So if they like you, it's because they like you. It isn't because I helped you. So
Right.
I
Right.
might help you in certain things, but that's not what it's about. It's about
Right.
So
Mhm.
yeah. So
Yeah, man.
let me
Yeah.
ask you this: what are your three favorite actors that have influenced your career?
Oh man, it changes so often. Like
That's why I said
what
favorite.
it was
You don't have to
like.
put them in a
Yeah,
number order.
yeah. I mean, Denzel has always been one of my favorites growing up, but I feel like now,
Okay.
but I'm really I'm following Anthony Mackie a lot now because he's
Yep.
just I kind of see myself in him.
Yes.
He started off really small and he's just building himself, and now he's like getting all these lead characters and roles and stuff like that. And when he was just really, you know, sometimes in earlier, just he was getting good parts, he was getting good supporting roles, but now he's really stepping into that lead
Yeah, he
role
is.
a lot more, and I'm really proud of like his 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 achievements.
Yeah.
So, but I've always loved Johnny Depp,
Oh.
and I love Johnny Depp is because Johnny Depp can become any character he plays.
Mhm.
When you see him, you don't see Johnny anymore. You
Right.
see whoever it is he's playing. If it's Edward Scissorhands, if
Right.
it's like the Willy Wonka movie, he just emerges. I would love to just like sit down with him one day and be like,
Yeah.
what is your process to finding a character? How do you go about really just emerging yourself into a role
Right.
to where we don't see you, the person, but we see the character?
Right.
Like I love that about him. He's definitely always been one of my faves in terms of that.
I feel you. He's
Yeah,
what we call uh
like a
he
character
was
actor.
a timeless actor.
Oh yeah, for
It doesn't
sure. Yeah,
matter where,
yeah,
when, what time it is, what year,
yeah.
he is going to definitely show up and perform.
He shows up, and like I've always respected his artwork, but I would love to just pick his brain to see his process.
Right.
And Daniel Day-Lewis is somebody else who's like he actually doesn't do a lot of roles. I don't even know if he's still acting much anymore, but his process was so intense.
Yeah.
And he's a method actor like me. I come from the method acting world. I don't know if Johnny Depp is,
Yeah.
but I know Daniel Day-Lewis comes from the method acting world, and he kind of puts himself, like when he played Lincoln. From what I heard, he actually just didn't see his family the whole time he was developing this character. He like stayed in a hotel, and it's almost similar to what Heath Ledger did when he played Joker. Put himself in a hotel and just developed the whole character while and didn't really interact with his family because that was modern time. He was trying to immerse himself in that time period, so he stayed away from people who. I mean, that's extreme method. You
Right.
have extreme method actors. I hope that I don't have to go to that extreme. I want to use the method acting that I can just immerse myself into the given circumstances of where I'm at when I
Right.
need to, and still be able to like see my family.
Right.
But everybody's process is different. You just got to
Yeah.
find what works for you. When I was in acting school, my coach used to always say some actors are like inward outwards, some
Mhm.
actors are outward in, which she
Mhm.
meant by that, like some actors can put on the clothing of the character they're playing and find the character just by wearing the outfits that they're wearing from that time period or something. And they're working from outward in, and they
Right.
find the truth of the character as they start from the outward clothing material and work inward. Then there's ones who I consider more like me. I work inward, outward. Like I have to find a character, and then all the clothing and layers that identify to that character become a part. I start to discover those things. Oh, this hat is what this character will wear, or these suspenders is what this character will wear.
Right. Right.
So like I feel like I consider myself more inward, outward, but
Okay.
I have used outward in. There's times where I'm trying to find a character. I might just throw on some clothes that might feel like that character,
Right.
wear the shoes, and just play around with the character until I start to identify and find it. Yeah, so
Okay.
I don't know how I got
gotta
on that
try
topic,
that.
but,
I gotta
but
figure
yeah,
out what kind of actor I am because I don't know,
yeah,
and I think I am going to look into taking classes because that's one thing that I didn't think about, but I know now, it's from talking to you that this is our craft. You have
yeah,
to work on it. It's like if you want
absolutely.
muscles, you have to go to
Mhm.
the gym or you have to get some exercise equipment. You have to
If
work
you're
at it.
playing a guitar, right? If
Yeah,
you're
so I'm not just
playing
gonna wake up
piano,
one day and
yeah,
just
you
be an
can't just, yeah,
actor.
exactly. And a lot of
You know?
people fall into that trap of thinking. I
Right.
mean, you could. there's some gifted actors. Don't get me wrong. There's people who never took acting classes and that are in Hollywood making big blockbuster films, making lots of money. But I think you can't go wrong by training your instrument.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just to give you an example of the training that we had at the Arizona Actors Academy. So on Mondays, we did monologues. So we find a character, we would work on a monologue for a character. And then, so we rotated. So maybe one week we'd do monologue, the next week we'll find a scene partner and we'll do a scene together. And we just keep developing that monologue and that scene until we got it at a place where we can say, okay, it's time to move on.
Okay.
Tuesday, we had improv. So we did all improv stuff on Tuesday. Wednesday, we did there was a second class of monologues and the scene study.
Right.
Different from the first class. So it would be a whole new class, but some people did both classes. Then Thursday, you were in Shakespeare. We worked on Shakespeare. And then like at one point on Friday, we had voice and movement, or it might be on a weekend, have voice and movement. You training your voice, you training your whole body moving. Yeah. But also before our Monday and Wednesday class, we had sensory, which is developing your 5 senses. So like if you're in a scene where you are living in Arizona and it's 110 degrees outside, but you're supposed to be in New York in the wintertime, how can you bring that in? You gotta how you bring. So she would make us take a cold shower. So now you know what it feels like to be cold. So recall that memory of being in a cold shower and use that for when you're out supposed to be in the cold, but it's not really cold, or hot bath. We worked on smelling bleach or pneumonia, so that you can get used to recalling that sensory without having it in front of you. So you be in class choking because you could still smell pneumonia even though there's no pneumonia there, right? Like you're literally spending 30 minutes in class just coughing and choking and your eyes are tearing up, you can't breathe. But you trained yourself to get used to that smell, and then like we had like the first thing you usually start with is like warm cup, like hot coffee. So you'll hold a mug of hot coffee, you'll feel the steam, how hot it is in your hand. And then when you're in class, you don't have it in your hand, but you can still feel it. You can feel the weight of it, you can feel the steam, you can feel how hot it is on your hands. So we did that on a lot of different things, pain. So if you ever supposed to get shot in a film and you're supposed to be in pain, you know what that feels like. You can recall a memory of breaking an arm or whatever kind of painful experience you had and move it to where it was supposed to be. If you got shot in your chest, maybe you had broke your leg, but now you got shot in your chest. So you kind of try to move that pain to that area that you got shot to kind of recall. So we worked on a lot of stuff, man, and I've let it all go because I haven't been focusing on it, but I want to get back into like those aspects because it's all about the details, man. Every little thing to bring your character's truth to life. I
almost see you teaching too, man.
I've heard that.
I see it.
Like I would love to, honestly. I would love to teach. I don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I'm okay. I learned a lot from my acting coach, but I think of how she just was so gifted with teaching. Yeah. She can, like, I've seen people come to her class that was just too scared to even get up in front of people and talk. Wow. And she might start them off with doing Dr. Seuss, just to get them talking, right? And so they'd start off doing Dr. Seuss stuff and getting used to expressing their body. Because Dr. Seuss really, to do it like right in acting, he's got to be really expressive. Okay. And then they go from that to like months, year or two later, just being this powerful actor that's like unstoppable on stage, like demands everybody's attention. It's like amazing to watch that process. Okay. And she's got she went to the actor studio. She get trained with some of the best teachers out there, and she's trained me, but like I don't know if I am ready to go that level yet. Okay. I feel like there's still a lot to learn from me before I can teach somebody else. I can tell you what I know, but I don't know if I'm like worthy of having a classroom of people and trying to teach it. I'll probably be calling up my acting coach a lot, like, hey, can you help me out? Like, I don't know how to do, what should I talk about next week?
Well, I will say this: we are our own worst critics,
Yeah, true that.
and
True that.
so I'll
But you're
leave
like
that.
the third person that actually said that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you third person that said that. But I would love to do it. I'm open to it though, for
Oh,
sure.
you will help a lot of people. I will say that. I will say
Yeah,
that.
I'm open to it.
So, what can I do to help you in your acting journey?
Just be supportive, man. Like you've always been. Just
For sure.
you've always been supportive. Just continue to be supportive, and give some shout outs on your page. Hey,
For
Jermain did
sure.
this. Share something that we, if we didn't do it together, share something that
Right,
just
right.
whatever, man.
For
And
sure.
I'll do the same for you. I do the same for you because it's like I said, we got to help each other, man.
Well,
Help
I
each other.
thank you, man, for
Hey,
coming
man,
on the show,
this has been a
man.
pleasure. I appreciate it.
Yes,
I appreciate you
sir.
having me on, man. Thanks a lot.
Yo, this is Jermain Byers. Y'all look for him, man. He is going to be on the screen. I'm telling you. Jermain, do you want to tell the people anything else before you go?
Just like I hope you see me on. I actually do want to give a little shout out to my apartment complex. They Richmond Reserve. I'm actually in their clubhouse right now because I was like, I just moved into my new place and I still got to get all my furniture in. So I was like, I need a place to do this. And so shout out to Richmond Reserve for allowing me to be in the clubhouse and do this interview. But yeah, hopefully you all see me. Just keep a lookout. You might be flipping through your TV one day and you'll be like, yo, I think I recognize that dude.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna drop all his information down below. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all follow him. I'm telling y'all. Hey, if you ain't a fan now, you will definitely be one later for sure. All right. Thank you for
thanks.
tuning in. It's Lincoln
Yeah,
Gray.
thanks.
I'll holla at you later.
Take care.
Take care.
All right.